The outcast at the table. Plot. The story introduces Elara, an ICU nurse who is treated like a servant by her wealthy father, Arthur, and her glamorous stepmother, Cynthia. During a high-profile charity gala at their mansion, Arthur publicly humiliates Elara. He tells the guests that Elara was a mistake from a woman he never loved, and that she only stays in the house out of his charity. He demands she sign a document giving up her rights to the family estate. Elara doesn't cry. Instead, she reaches into her pocket and feels a cold, silver key. She remembers the small wooden box her mother left her, with a note, "Open this only when they try to take everything." The forbidden box. Plot. Elara retreats to her small room and opens the box. Inside is a letter and a digital drive. The letter reveals a shocking truth. The mansion, the business, and every cent Arthur owns actually belonged to Elara's mother, Sarah. Arthur was a penniless assistant who married Sarah for her wealth. The letter explains that Arthur didn't just marry her, he systematically drugged her to make her appear mentally unstable, so he could take power of attorney. Elara realizes her mother didn't die of natural causes. She died of a broken heart and a calculated medical error orchestrated by Arthur. The silent predator. Plot. Elara begins her quiet play. She pretends to be defeated. She tells Arthur she will sign the papers, but only after her birthday in 2 weeks. Arthur, feeling victorious, lets his guard down. Meanwhile, Elara uses her nursing skills and access to the house to gather evidence. She finds the old medical records Arthur tried to burn. She realizes the stepmother, Cynthia, was actually the nurse who helped Arthur medicate her mother years ago. The betrayal goes deeper than she imagined. The guest list. Plot. Elara's birthday arrives. Arthur throws a farewell party, intending to kick Elara out right after she signs the papers. He invites the city's elite, including the lawyers and the press. Elara stays in the shadows, wearing her mother's old Chanel perfume. She has secretly invited a special guest, the retired detective who originally investigated her mother's death. Arthur is annoyed, but thinks it's just a senile old friend. Little does he know Elara has spent her nights digitizing the evidence. The signing ceremony. Plot. In the middle of the party, Arthur calls Elara to the stage. "Sign here and you get a small monthly allowance," he sneers. The cameras are on. Elara picks up the pen, but instead of signing, she taps her phone. The giant projector screen behind them, meant for a slideshow of Arthur's achievements, flickers to life. It's not a slideshow. It's a recorded confession from the doctor who helped Arthur, found on the digital drive. The room goes deadly silent. The unraveling. Plot. The screen displays the original deed of the house. In bold letters, it shows the property was never Arthur's. It was held in a trust that automatically transferred to Elara the moment Arthur tried to sell or transfer it. Arthur screams that it's a fake, but Elara produces the original documents, verified by the retired detective. Cynthia tries to run, but Elara stops her. "You were the nurse on duty that night, weren't you?" Elara asks. "The one who switched the vials?" The final blow. Plot. The police arrive. Arthur is stripped of his dignity in front of the very people he spent years trying to impress. Elara reveals the final part of the letter. Arthur had been funneling money into offshore accounts to avoid taxes. She had already reported it to the IRS. As Arthur is handcuffed, Elara whispers in his ear, "You said I was a mistake, but Mom said I was her insurance policy. And today, the policy is paid in full. The Queen of Maplewood." Plot. 1 month later, Arthur and Cynthia are in prison. Elara sits in the grand library of the mansion. Her mansion. She has turned the house into a recovery center for women who have suffered domestic abuse, naming it Sarah's Sanctuary. She visits her mother's grave and places a fresh bouquet of hydrangeas. The story ends with her looking at the camera, saying they think wealth is about the name on the door. It's not. It's about the truth in your heart.